Assata Shakur, one of the most controversial and polarizing figures in modern American history, has died in Havana, Cuba, at the age of 78. Known to some as a symbol of resistance and to others as a convicted fugitive, her life was marked by revolution, conflict, and exile. Born Joanne Deborah Chesimard in New York City, she rose to prominence during the turbulent 1970s as a member of the Black Panther Party and later the Black Liberation Army. Shakur's story became a flashpoint in the clash between the U.S. government and radical Black liberation movements, a conflict that still reverberates today. Her most infamous chapter began on May 2, 1973. A routine traffic stop on the New Jersey Turnpike spiraled into a deadly shootout. State Trooper Werner Furster was killed, another officer was wounded, and Shakur herself was seriously injured. One of her companions also died during the exchange of gunfire. Authorities accused Shakur of pulling the trigger, while she always maintained that she never fired a shot and was already wounded, with her hands raised when chaos erupted. Despite her protests of innocence, she was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison in 1977. Yet her imprisonment did not last long. Just 2 years later, armed members of the Black Liberation Army staged a daring breakout at the Clinton Correctional Facility for Women, freeing Shakur in a move that captured national headlines. By 1984, she surfaced in Cuba, where Fidel Castro's government granted her political asylum. To U.S. officials, Shakur was a convicted killer and a fugitive from justice. The FBI eventually placed her on its most wanted terrorists list, the first woman ever to be added. To her supporters, however, she was a victim of systemic racism and political persecution, someone punished not only for alleged crimes, but also for daring to fight against oppression. For decades, her presence in Cuba was a thorn in U.S.-Cuba relations. Presidents and law enforcement agencies repeatedly demanded her extradition, but Havana stood firm, framing her struggle as part of a global fight against colonialism and capitalist oppression. Even in exile, Shakur's voice carried weight. Her 1988 autobiography, Assata, became a manifesto of sorts, quoted widely during the Black Lives Matter movement. "It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win," she wrote, words that echoed across generations of activists who saw her as an enduring inspiration. Her influence extended into music and culture as well. She was considered a godmother figure to rapper Tupac Shakur, whose family was deeply connected to her. Artists like Public Enemy and Common immortalized her in their music, amplifying her story to audiences far beyond political circles. Yet her legacy remains deeply divisive. In New Jersey, where Trooper Forster's family and colleagues still mourn, officials expressed anger that she died without facing further punishment. "Justice was never served," lamented one state assemblyman. Governor Phil Murphy and law enforcement leaders vowed to oppose any attempt to bring her remains back to the U.S., insisting that she had escaped true accountability. To her admirers, though, her death is a reminder of the courage she embodied. Activists across the globe, including leaders in the Black Lives Matter movement, hailed her as a beacon of radical love, resilience, and uncompromising defiance against injustice. Assata Shakur lived a life that refused to be simple or easy. To some, she was a revolutionary hero. To others, an unrepentant criminal. Now, with her passing in Havana, the debate over her life and legacy will continue, just as fiery, just as unresolved as it was during the years she lived it.
For full video, click related link below or like and subscribe this channel.